My first remote job was not perfect. In fact, it had a lot of things that today I consider totally unacceptable. I am Andrea Valeria, and around here we're going to be talking about all things remote with a little sprinkle of lifestyle and travel and a big side of personal growth. Some of the things I value the most about working remotely nowadays are things like waking up with no alarm, going to the gym at 3 p.m. when it's totally empty, the flexibility of being able to work from anywhere, not being tied to a place or an office or a schedule, not being overworked and having to respond emails like at 9 p.m. whenever your boss emails you outside of your office hours, making my meals at home, and then having time to eat those meals without being rushed because I have to be at the office at a certain time. I am so grateful for all those things, and I'm so grateful for work-life balance. I love being a person that has a job and can make money to live and not be a person that is consumed and trapped by a job and has no life, you know what I mean? In my very first remote job, I didn't really have work-life balance. Like if my boss called me at 11 p.m. because they needed help with figuring something out, I had to email them back. If they needed some sort of assistance with a client on a Sunday, guess what? I had to respond. In my first remote job, I did not have a flexible schedule, and I usually ended up working like over 40 hours a week. Oh, and I did not have benefits like health insurance. I did not have any paid vacations. Like the first year I worked remotely in that full-time remote job I had in like 2015, I never took like more than 3 consecutive days off because no one could fill in for me. So right now, believe me, those are all things that I would say, no señorita, it's not happening. Let me tell you this. I'm so grateful for my first remote job back in 2015 for many reasons. I was the first remote employee that company ever had. They had never experimented with it, and they gave me the confidence. They trusted me enough to give me this opportunity, so that was pretty awesome of them. Because even though this remote job was not perfect, it was remote, and that was a big change. I no longer had to commute to the office, and before the remote job, I was spending 45 minutes driving to the office, 45 minutes driving back home. I'm not a morning person, so the fact that I had to wake up really early, get ready, and commute to the job was not my jam. I did not like it. Having a remote job meant no commuting, and gosh, do I hate commuting. So it was already a big win for me. You know how many things you can do when you are not commuting? You can sleep more, you can work out, you can have breakfast and just take your time. You can do a lot of things. I don't know how much time you spend commuting, but I was wasting like 10 hours per week commuting, and being remote meant I no longer had to do that, and I was so grateful for that. And that perk is actually one that you get with most remote jobs, even if it's work from home, hybrid, or fully remote. By the way, if you do not know the difference between all those different types of remote jobs, in my last video, I make a breakdown of what it means to have each of those kinds of remote jobs. Now, another thing that I was really grateful for with my remote job was that I could wear whatever to work, you know? Like if I wanted to work in my pajamas, I could. If I wanted to wear my leggings and a high bun, no problem. If I want to use my sweatpants, it's totally fine. My first job ever, like the first one I got right out of college, I was a TV news reporter. They forced me to cut my hair in a style that they liked. They forced me to wear a full face of makeup. I had to wear pantsuits that they chose for me, and I had to wear heels every day. So I was basically kind of traumatized by that event. So right now that I am able to work remotely and wear literally whatever and have my hair like whatever, like this, or however I want it to be that day, that's really priceless. Also, this first remote job that I had, they allowed me to work from anywhere. So yes, I could work while traveling. A lot of us are looking for that kind of perk in our first remote jobs, and I got it, so I'm really thankful for that, because as long as I could be online and do my job, they did not care if I was in a beach hut in Bocas del Toro, Panama. Like, they could not give a duck. So as you may imagine, I was able to work while traveling, which was my big goal, so I was really happy about that, even if I did not have a lot of the other benefits or perks. Whether your goal is to work fully remote or work from home, you need a remote job, and that is something that I can definitely help you out with. I have a course that's called Land Your First Remote Job, so that you can do just that. Even if you have no experience, doesn't matter what your background might be, you don't need a degree, and I can help you figure it all out. You can start with the free video training I have linked in the description, so go check that out. I always try to tell you that the goal should be to land the first remote job. Even if your goal down the line is to build a business or go freelance or do bigger things in your career, the first remote job is what gets you started so that you can learn new skills, learn new tools, gain experience, and then slowly go growing from there. So focus on the first step, which is landing the first remote job. There are two big things that you will learn and gain from your first remote job, even if it's entry level. Number one, you will gain experience that you can add to your resume so that you can later apply to more competitive or higher paying remote jobs. And second, you're going to be learning new skills while getting paid. A lot of people think that in order to land remote jobs, they have to learn new skills, spend 6 months learning that, and then after that start applying to remote jobs. But the truth is that with the skills you already have, you can land a remote job even if it's entry level, learn new skills on the job while getting paid, and then you can add those to your resume and start applying to better and higher paying jobs. Without that first remote job, you'll never get the better paying remote job. You'll never reach your goal down the line, right? So focus again on the first remote job. I also want you to stop comparing yourself to people you see on social media. Be like, hey, Andrea over there, I see how she has a home office and how she can now make her own schedules. I started 7 years ago with a remote job that did not have all the benefits, it did not have all the perks. I didn't quite love what I was doing on a day-to-day basis, but it was the first remote job that allowed me to do things later. So do not compare yourself to people you are seeing that are a lot further down the line than you might be at the moment. I don't want you to get all picky about your first remote job. I encourage you to be a little bit flexible so that you get started. That's the important part at this moment, to get started. Your first remote job might not be your dream job, but you need it in order to land that dream job down the line. So this is your reminder that your first remote job is only the beginning of your remote work journey. And I'm very happy that you found me, because that is specifically what I do. I help all of you land your first remote job. So you're in the right place. I hope you liked my story about my first remote job and that it gives you a little bit of motivation and direction of what you should be pushing towards in your start of your remote work journey. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Like it. Oh, that's the thumbs up. It's the same thing, right? Can you see I'm new at this YouTube thing? Then, okay, so what do I have to say? The like, you have to comment, let me know what you think, and if you are ready to land a remote job, and you have to subscribe, right? Those are the 3 things you have to do. Alrighty, ciao.